Who's ready? Are you ready for our Friday stream? Today we're not reviewing your projects. Today, we might get some time at the end. You know me, I love to look at some open source projects. Today we are actually going to do some coding. Should be fairly straightforward. I should have shared my screen in preparation beforehand, but it should be fairly straightforward because we have, let me show you. We have our API that Carl has done an awesome job in getting up and running. And we have our bot. And I want to start joining things together. It's going to be just for a read today, so it'll be kept quite simple. But I think this is a big step in the right direction. And then we can do so much more afterwards. It's so awesome to see you all here. Thank you so much. We had Ison, the first 75 minutes. They were saying 75 minutes to go. I was like, awesome. That's super early. Then 45. Loved the countdown. That's brilliant. And then second was Carl. So it's awesome to have you all here. And it might be a bit quieter today because, as it was last week, because I haven't been sharing the live streams on socials. I thought we could keep it a bit more, personal, a bit more intimate without kind of, spreading it out too much on social. So I'm trying to do that. But awesome to have you here. And Carl says, love the pair programming live streams. I'm going to need all of your help for sure today. And I want to do a lot more. So from next week, I plan to really start pushing forward the API and the bot and our UI platform. So over the next few weeks, I want to start building it up. And the more I look into it, the more excited I get. And hopefully you'll get excited too. We haven't got Radio Eddie today, but I could bring people on via StreamYard with, what's the word? And they don't turn on the camera. So we can bring people on later on. Let's see how it goes. Oh, I'm getting used to StreamYard. Let me remove that subscribe now. So hopefully you are ready. I do really miss my Stream Deck where I can do this without all clicking on the browser. I'm looking over here because that's where my second screen is. So I'm showing my screen. This is a ticket we're going to do today. So if you want to have a look at the ticket, I will share that shortly. But before we do that, this is the bot. This is the bot project. But even before we do that, let's give a shout out to Carl. Thank you so much, Carl, for doing so much work on the API. I'm always learning about Nest.js and so forth. So I really appreciate you doing all the work. So I'm actually going to share your GitHub in the chats. Everyone go and follow Carl on GitHub. Really appreciate all the DMs you answer from me. I mean, you might get some more next week as I start stepping more into the API. I might have some more questions for you, but I'll try to do them more publicly so that other people can join in the conversation and so forth. So really appreciate it. Everyone drop Carla a follow. 38 followers. I want to see that to 50. So let's keep moving that forward. This is the bot project that we're going to do our work today. And let me explain what we're going to be doing. So if I share, this is the bot. So this is Eddie bot. Here we go. Here's the link. So do have a look at what's going on there. And then we have the API. So what the API does at the moment, I'm going to try and make that a bit bigger. I'm going to try and read this string in the bot. And the reason for that is, let me explain. If I bring Discord over here, oh, Discord's massive, here we go. If I bring Discord over here and I go to my test channel, what I want to do, where's my test channel? Here we go. If I make this a bit bigger, so here's my test channel. And what I want to do is, I want to say, so at the moment, if we go version, it displays the version of the bot. As you can see, 0.8.0. If we go to the bot project, no surprise there, we have 0.8.0. That's the same with, oh, we don't create a package? I thought we did create a package for the bot. Pretty sure we did. I have to check that and see. I'm pretty sure we do because that's what we deploy. But you can see it's 0.8.0, so it all matches up. And the API, if I make this bigger as well and go to the API project, Eddie Hub Community API, what we have is 0.67. So they're different kind of, applications. They've got different versions. So what I want to be able to do is type... when I'm doing the bot locally, it'll be a hat, but then it'll be an exclamation mark. I kind of want to type API, and I want to get the version that the API returns. At the moment, it says, welcome to Eddie Hub. We might remove that, and we can do that as a test to make sure to prove to you that it's all live and so on. Karuna, you're not late. Awesome to have you here. Thanks for joining. I hope everything's going well with you. And I'm glad everyone liked the video. We had only had 10 people, I think, from the community get involved in the community video. I really, really want more people in it next time. So I think of more video ideas we can do with the community. So yes, the idea is to get this read. So it's going to be just reading. And I still think that's exciting. Let me know what you all think, if that's still exciting. So that's what we plan to do. So let's get started, and if we've got time at the end, we can do a bit more coding, we can review some projects, all up to you. So let's see. So first thing I want to do is let me get the local bot up and running. Oh, and Carl says, I just remembered an improvement we could make regarding the version number. In which issue should I put it? Awesome. Improvements sound great. It depends. What I would probably do is if I give you this ticket that I'm working on, is it for the API or for the Discord bot? You could put it in an existing issue. If it's for reading the API version to display it in Discord, put it in this ticket. And you come for the worst, you can put a comment in this ticket, and we can always create a new issue from it. It's not a problem. Oh no, a dislike already. Yeah, I think the problem with doing two types of content in terms of reviewing people's open source projects and coding. When I do the open source projects review, some people want to see code, so they do a dislike. When I do a coding, those people want to get their projects reviewed because I have got a bit of a backlog and a bit of a queue for projects to get reviewed. And then when I do the coding ones, they obviously dislike it as well. But it's still engagement. It still helps the YouTube algorithm, so I don't mind. Oh, for the API. Okay. For the API, you could always raise a new ticket. You've probably got enough green squares for today, but you could raise a new ticket if it doesn't match an existing one. Improvement we could regarding the version number. Yeah, I would raise a new ticket, and maybe we can make that improvement today, and we can get it deployed, and we can see it all come through to the bot as well. Let's do that. Oh, awesome! I'm glad you liked the video, the community video. It was the community's idea. I can't take credit for it. I just tried to help out a little bit and facilitate, but the community did a great job. So that's awesome. Raise your ticket, get your green square. Definitely looking forward to seeing that. So let me get into this coding and let's have a look. So if we go to the tickets, this is the ticket we're doing. Did I share the ticket number? Let me just share it again in the chat. This is what we're doing. We're working on a debot issue. Here we go. And Young Nix, awesome to have you here. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Apologies. And I have hay fever. It's great being out, out of the city, but my hay fever does explode. Oh, I brought that up already. Okay, let's get coding. And have you seen the new features on GitHub? You've got this 2 tasks here. It looks so cool. Task list, give feedback. Very, very cool. Okay, so let's, why did I go to my profile? I didn't mean to do that. Let's start coding. So the idea is, let me boot up the bot. So what we're going to do is do npm run start dev. That should boot up. Let's have a look. And then if I go back to the Discord, and I go to my test channel, and if I think I do it with the hat, the carrot. Hopefully you can all see that. And if I go version, it should bring 0.0.0 because it's running locally. Oh no, it's $. That's what I've got. I think I've got $. Version. There you go. So you can see it says undefined. So let's make that improvement today. Actually, I don't like undefined. That's terrible. So let's make that improvement now. So what we're going to do, we go into the source directory, and then we have a version. Here we go. It's already open. Perfect. We have a version module. And again, Carl has done some awesome work on this as well. It's great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the handler, and it says, if I bring this over here, it says running the version number with, out of the process, it grabs the environment variable, grabs the version number. But if there isn't one, which there isn't because we're in dev mode, I just want to default it probably to, what do you all think? Just default it to 0.0.0. If I just hit save on that, that will rebuild automatically, which is why I do love Nest.js, although I've still got a lot to learn on it. And let's hit version, and now it should be, was it rebooting? Let me see. Oh, it's back up now. Let me try now. Here we go. Version. Did I bust it? I think I broke it. Seems to be okay. It's a one line. Opened it. Awesome. Cool. We'll have a look in a sec. Oh, I did break something. What's wrong? Oh, why is that? Oh, wrong thing. Oh, that didn't go through as well, which is quite interesting. My internet might have had a blip there. Did you all lose me for a moment, or am I still here? Let's have a look. Why did I bust that? Let me see. That should be okay. That's a string. I don't think I made anything wrong with that. Looks fine to me. I did save it. Okay, let me just try one last time because that did fail. So hit reload. Okay, that worked. 0.0. Internet blip. There's a glitch in the matrix. So we're good. Should we have a look at Carl's ticket? Let's have a look. Read version number directly from the MVAR. We could use... Oh, yeah, that's true. I think we do that for the API. We don't do that for the Discord bot. No, I do that when I package it up to deploy. We'll have a look at that in a moment. I remember doing something with that as well, because I discovered that recently as well. I remember using it somewhere. I think it's for one of the GitHub actions, but maybe I should use it somewhere else too. Okay, we will have a look at that and see. Maybe we can do the same for this. Okay, let me get it feeding through from one to the other, from the API to the Discord bot, and then if we update it, it should all work and update automatically. So let's have a look. Let me just bring up the YouTube chat on this screen as well. Bear with me 1 second. Let's have a look. Okay, I'll mute myself. I want to hear my own voice. Okay, awesome. Right, so what do we need to do? This is where pair programming is so much more awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another handler here as well. So I think we do it with, so on command, and we're going to do it with the name. I think we should just do API. What do you all think about that one? And then what we will do is it will be async again, because this is using promises. And I know Carl mentioned in Discord, do we want to switch to RxJS, which I'm a huge fan of, although I have a massive love-hate relationship with it. At the moment, as this is a promise up here, I'm going to keep it as a promise, but maybe towards the end, if we've got time, we can get this working, and then we can start switching out to RxJS. So next thing, we want to grab the context, and then here we go. And then we're going to grab the message, and then it's going to return. At the moment, again, I said we'll probably change it. I don't know if that's actually a void. I should be returning a string, I would have thought. What is the return on that? On the reply, it is a message object. So that actually shouldn't be a void. That should be a message object. But I'm not going to worry too much about it because we are going to change it for RxJS anyway. Okay, so we'll do, let's see. Let's just do an await. Let's just get this command working. And then we will, so we'll grab the context variable. We want to do a reply. And we'll just do API version, which we haven't got. We haven't got anything returning about. Let's just check it works. Oh, that shouldn't be called version. Did anyone spot that? Let me see. No one in the chat spotted that. I want to make lots of mistakes, and it's because I'm testing all of you. That's why. That's what it is. So we're going to call this API because it's under the version. So maybe we rename that to be bot potentially, because it could be under the handler. It's version handler, so it'll be version bot and then version API. So if I just save that. That will rebuild, and it started successfully. And if I come to here and I do version, this should say 000. It still works, even though I renamed the function, the method, sorry, not function. And then if I do API, it says API version, which is correct because that's all I hard-coded. Oh, if I bring it back, that's all I hard-coded in there. Okay, so we got that working. That's awesome. What we probably want to do is bring up a service. I don't think I want to do all the API calls in the handler. It's probably best to split it out. So what I'll probably do is in here, in this folder, we'll create a new file and we'll do version service.ts. And I'm so bad at remembering this. I'm going to cheat and I'm going to open a service that Carl wrote. I was going to say that Alex wrote because I was reading it off Alex, but no, Carl wrote. And it's injectable. That's the one. And then it's the class. Okay. Nothing wrong with, copy and paste development, right? Injectable automatically comes in. I think it's like that, if I remember correctly. It is. And then we want to export the class. What should we call it? This one, let's keep the same naming convention, Alex service. So we will probably call it version service. And then we've got a class. Awesome. Okay, Injectable spelled right. That's cool. Injectable is from, yeah, it was automatically included it. So that's great. Oh, that's true. I could use, let's try that. Let's give that a go. I like that idea. Okay, so let me delete that then. And we will use the CLI, delete that. Let's bring up the documentation. So if we do Nest.js CLI, and we go to their docs, which are pretty cool. And then we have the CLI, I've made it a bit bigger for all of you. And we can see what it can do. I have it installed already. I'm pretty sure I do. Let me check. I can see Nest. Did I install it already? I open a new tab in my terminal. Nest. I don't think I have it installed. npm is definitely installed, so I've been using it. Okay, that's fine. I don't think we have Nest. No, we do not. Okay. I need to install it. So I could install it from here, but I must remember to add it to my dot file so I don't forget. So I obviously forgot to add it to my dot files. So therefore, when I installed this computer, because it's a new computer as of like a week or so ago, then it didn't get installed. So let me copy and paste this and let's install it. And I must add it to my dot files. So installing the Nest.js CLI globally. But while that's running, let me open a new tab for a moment. And I just want to go to my downloads, repos, dot files. Pretty sure it's in there. Oh no, it's just in downloads, dot files, yeah. And let me just quickly add that to my npm global stuff. Just a bit of a side note here. So this is brew. I recently added Handbrake. That's fine. Don't need that one. VS Code, don't need either. Let's have a look. What I do need is, there should be an npm one. Does anyone see it? npm. So yes, we will want to, if I paste that command, we don't need the npm, all of it, we need that. So next time I do run my dot files to configure my computer, it will check for that and install it. So that's fine. I can close that now. And if I need to reinstall my computer, then it will all be there. Awesome. Carl's giving me the answers already. I love this. So my pair programming is so efficient. You get quality and you get speed as well, which is great. Is this live or pre-recorded? I don't do I do videos, but I don't do pre-recorded live streams because that's kind of a bit weird. But yes, great advice, Carl. Thank you so much. Let's do it. And Ison is right. And Ison was in our community video. Check it out on Twitter as well. I'll share a link in a bit. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so we've got this. Let's give it a go. So it should have finished installing. It has finished installing. So we can go Nest. Let me just check version. It works, brilliant. Nest G service version. So G is short for generate, if I remember correctly. And let me see, yeah, G is short for generate. And then service is what we want to generate. And version is the name of the service that we want to generate. Awesome. Is npm file like a proc file for Heroku? In my dot files, it's just what it installs. So when I run my installation on my computer, I can quickly show you again real quick. Here we go. It was in downloads, dot files. I can actually share a link to my dot file so you can all see it so it can make sense. But it's on GitHub. Actually, you know what? Let me show you on GitHub. It's probably easier to make sense. I got a video on this of setting all this up. So if I go to GitHub, eddy/dot files, this is all on GitHub. I can share a link to that as well. I'll make sure in the right directory. Yes, good advice. Thank you. You can see, so here, this is what's going to install. So npm is what it wants to install, profile, Vim, the configuration, like VS Code. These are the plugins that I want it to install in my VS Code. So I can add and remove stuff to this and version the configuration of my computer. And I just keep running the install command, either for a particular section for speed, or I run the entire lot. And I can go make a cup of tea and come back. So if I reinstall my entire Mac or my Linux or whatever it is, I can go make a tea and I come back like 10 minutes later and my computer is completely set up with everything. So I use Brew as a package manager. If you use apps or something else, it will still work the same, but it configures it all for you, sets up, yeah, all your like profile stuff, SH keys, all those sorts of things. You can have a look and see. So I also have one last thing, even my Git config. So I've got my Git config, the keys that I use, any aliases that I have, and also my global config. So I have these global ignores on my Git and so forth. So do check it out. Don't fork the project, or if you want to fix something, an improvement, do fork it. But it's you're supposed to have your own .files repo, and then you can take inspiration from other people's. Okay, so make sure I'm in the right directory. Yes, thank you. So maybe I should go back one. No, I'll stay in this one. So here we go. If I go downloads, it was repos, and then it was EddieHub, and then it was EddieBot. There we go. Thank you very much, Carl. Great tip. Be in the right directory. Yes. Do I have it in my clipboard still? No, I do not. I messed it up. Let me copy and paste it. Where did you write it? Here we go. Nest. I should copy and paste this will help me remember it better. Nest service. Everyone, Carl is the Nest.js expert. Nest service version. I've got kind of a temporary radio eddy. So Carl, if you want to jump on with audio, we can use StreamYard. I can send you a link and you can come on with audio as well if you want. So you can do that. I mean, you can come on with video as well too. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. I'm getting new to StreamYard, so... yes. Okay, let's just do this, right? Let's just see if that works. And don't forget we've got Git, right? So if something gets generated that we don't want, if I do a git status -s now, we can see. So I updated this version handler, and the module just got updated just now. So I should have redone the git status -s before. And then it's created the service file and created the spec, because you can see is this big enough for all of you? You can see the question marks. So these are new files and are not tracked by Git at the moment. Oh, you thought it was a worker file. Okay, no worries. Hello, great to have you here. Hi. So yes, we've got this file. So if I go back to here, now let's have a look. So we've got these two new files. You can see from VS Code, they're green. And we've got version files. So it's created. So I had started kind of writing this, but I did have lots of kind of errors on the screen and redlined. I think it was mostly down to prettier, but thank you very much, Carl. That was much easier. So next thing we want to do in the service, so let's see. So we want the HTTP client from Nest.js because we're going to make a call going out. So again, I always refer back to the documentation. So I will go HTTP, and I know that, where is it? HTTP module. I know that Nest.js has this, so HTTP module, there we go. So I want to go to the module that we're in, which is the version module, and I'm going to do it as a provider, if I remember correctly. Let me check, what does it say? Oh, it's an import, my mistake, is an import. So if I do imports, and I do HTTP module, auto completes for me, wonderful stuff. Red lines, need a comma at the end. Okay. So we've got that. So that's looking good, I think. Let's see how we're getting on. So next, it says to use it, you put it in the constructor so it becomes injected as a service, so we can just use it, which is awesome. I love this. So constructor, and then you've got to put private, so it becomes a class variable. And then we're going to give it a variable name. We'll just call it HTTP service. And then this needs to be the type. So it's not the module, it is the service itself. And it should automatically import it, which I think is great. Everyone following along? Or am I going too slow? Sorry if I'm going too slow. And then we don't actually probably want to do anything in the constructor. So next up, we will do, go back to documentation, we can use it. So we can actually just return it. So let's do a function. So we're going to say we're in the version service, so maybe, I don't know, get API. We don't need to say version because it's in the version service. We're not going to pass any parameters because we've only got one API at the moment. And then what we're going to do is we're going to return, can't spell return, this .http service .get. I'm going to hard code this for now, but I think we should put this into the config. We're going to do, that needs to be a string, HTTP API, this is what you saw here. So we're going to do api.eddiehub.org. This is deployed version. Perhaps it would be more powerful if native dependency injection would come out. That's actually a discussion I had yesterday with a colleague of mine. Yeah, DI is amazing. I mean, dependency injection is so awesome. With tools like Angular and Nest.js and so forth, it's really already taken it to the next level. But you're right, if it was native, it would be even better. I'm sure something will come out soon. Fingers crossed. So, what do you think? I think that looks okay. So I could put a type on here, but we're going to get an observable back from here already. So we can see observable. So what we do get back is an observable. If I save that, then now we want to do very similar. Just how in this service we included the HTTP service to automatically get injected in. Well, in here, we're going to want to do something very similar to get our own custom service. So if I go constructor, And we're going to say private because we want it to be a class variable rather than having to just assign it. And then we're going to want it to be the version. Oh, no, we need to give it the name first. So version service and then version service. There we go. And you can see it's already added it in at the top. But it's kind of grayed out slightly because it's not included. What have we got going in? I love it when people chat to each other in the chat. Do chat to each other in the chat. That is awesome. VS Code of autocomplete. Yes, it's just a lifesaver. Absolutely amazing. No cold, hay fever. When I just went out for a walk on the beach before the live stream, kind of charged my energy. And all kind of walking through the fields to get to the beach and so forth just explodes my hay fever, unfortunately. I'm trying different hay fever medication to see which one works. The one at the moment I don't think is working very well. Yeah, singleton hacks. Yeah, bring back kind of good memories and a lot of bad memories, definitely. So here we go. Here we are. Getting used to my new setup. And I can show you my new setup at the end. I think I've got a camera behind me, but I haven't got the Stream Deck to I've got the Stream Deck next to me, but with StreamYard, I can't switch between it so easily. I have to actually go into settings in StreamYard and change the camera. Okay, so we've got this. Let's have a look at the version number. So what we can do, let's just do the call that we need. So we would need this version service dot. But thank you very much for your concern, Devraj. Really appreciate it. Hey, Nick's in the house. Nick, I can't play any sound effects. I will try and see if I can get sound effects working with StreamYard. But I think it mutes me when it plays like the videos or the audio files like that kind of. So, but Nick, awesome to have you here. Ison's still here as well. Ison, you've gone a bit quiet, so I wasn't sure if you're still here. Let me know, everyone, what you're working on at the moment, and if you've used. Here we go. Thank you. And if you've used Nest.js before, I'm just loving Nest.js. Although I need to spend more time on it next week. That's the plan. So we're going to call get API autocomplete and no parameter, and we could just do a console log, but it is an observable if you remember that. So what we're going to do now? Let me see. So we have got, let's convert it to a promise for the moment. I don't like converting things like this. And let's do an await. And then if we save it to a file, so we can say version, it's not file, variable. That's not good. I blame it on the hay fever. And we do a console log. I think this should work. We can just have a look in the console and just make sure that works, actually is making the call. Oh no, Nick's going to see that I'm using the same Discord bot token, and he's going to shout at me because a couple of weeks ago we were going to create a new token so there's no confusion. So yes, Nick, don't look. No worries, Nick, you're not late, no problem at all. How did the merge party go? No, don't look, Nick. Don't look. Oh, Nick, I was saying that we can do Radio Eddy, by the way, with StreamYard. People don't have to put on the camera, and they can just do audio only. And I think then when people are finished, I think you can kind of do like a kick, and so they can't rejoin this specific stream or something. I don't know. I read something about it. 20 PRs. Wow, nice. Started a Vue 3 composer. I need to get into Vue 3. Vue looks really awesome. That's another thing I want to do. I want to do the map probably in Vue as well. So, Carl, I want to be pestering you with lots of Nest.js questions and Vue. Here are no problem. Any questions, let us know in the chat. Hopefully myself or someone in the audience can help. I love geeking out with you all. And I really want to try and do more live streams and just, if I'm working on something, just go on a stream and we can just geek out more. So, we'll jump on soon. Okay, let me do a bit more coding. I don't want to get too distracted. So, yes. And I say distracted, you're all going to help me. What am I talking about? I know, remember the last live stream when I had Nick on? Nick did most of the coding, and I just did most of the talking, which is what I usually do. Thanks, Ison. Really appreciate it. Or Nux as well. Nux is really nice. I do really like Nux.js too. Okay, so I was going to test this out. Did I run it? I don't think I did. So if I just do API again, we will just get the string API version. But in the console, if I go back to this one, we do see There you go. I should have done .data because I've got the whole API request, but we can see 0.6.7, which I think on the API is the correct one. So this data is coming through. So let's just, let's put it here. It's API version. Actually, we can just do the whole thing. If we go version dot, let's spell version right, .data. There we go. Delete the console log. And while that's reloading, I'm going to blow my nose. Excuse me for 1 second. I'm going to mute myself. Talk between you for a moment. I'm back. Hopefully I'm muted. Hopefully that works. Okay, we've saved that. So let's have a look at here. So what are we all expecting? So if I run $API command on Discord bot, hopefully we get what we see here on the API. So let's try it and see. $API. Welcome to Eddie Hub. Currently running version 0.6.7. Okay, awesome. I think we should remove the welcome to Eddie Hub to prove to you all that it is working. But maybe we get this deployed first. Let's have a look. And let's see, we can do it for real then. So we're doing promise here. I'm going to keep it as a promise for the moment because the other one's in a promise, but I do want to convert it to RxJS. I think it's just a bit neater with Nest.js as well. Thank you so much. My hay fever just really kind of gives me brain fog and I find I just, don't work at full capacity, but thank you very much. I really, really appreciate it. It's a huge step. I want sound effects because you're right. This is a huge step. We've got now the API, the Discord bot reading from the API. That's so, so cool. Maybe we could do one live stream where maybe we do kind of Hello World, Nux or Vue.js kind of reading the API version as well. And therefore we know we've just got it connected. We can start building on things. Converting it will be fun too. Okay. Remember, love-hate relationship with RxJS. What does everyone think of RxJS? Let us know in the chat. So Carl, what do you think? RxJS or promises? Do you usually convert? Do you usually use RxJS? Nick and Yingzig, I don't know if I pronounce your name right. Let me know how to pronounce it. But really appreciate your comments. Okay, let's have a look. And also, here, anyone else use RxJS? Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for the get well soon. I hope so too. So that's kind of working. So let's get this deployed before we convert it. So I'm happy with that. Is everyone happy with that? What do you think? We could always move that directly in there, but I think 2 lines is a lot neater. Yeah, I think, with Angular, RxJS, it's good. And then with promises with Discord, I think because we've got the Discord bot in Nest.js, which uses RxJS, I think we should probably use RxJS rather than having the 2 promise. But otherwise, I would use promises as well. I wouldn't convert. I agree. Sometimes I hate it. Sometimes I love it. Yeah, so true. Okay, let's commit this, right? Everyone remember how to commit. So if we go here, let's clear this. Let's do a git status. I always check a diff. Let's just see how it looks. So that is, I know what you're going to say. It should look in VS Code. Let me look in VS Code. You're right. So we've got the version handler. You can see this is what we've added. I think that all looks good. We've got the module. What happened was we got the service added by using the command. It's a great suggestion by Carl. And then this is the new file. This is the test file. I need to work on these test files, definitely, especially because we can't do end-to-end testing with the bot because of the WebSockets. So I need to get better at doing that. And that it's indented with 4 spaces. Is that correct? In the service, let me just do. Oh, it looks like 2 there. It looks like 4 on the other one. No, don't revert. Cancel. Damn it. Whew. That was close. It just looks like 4 in that one. Oh, because that's not the service. Here's the service. Yeah, it's just like 4 on that one. If I format, it should pick up the settings. There we go. I think that's better. Let me do a lint locally. So npm run lint. I know the GitHub action will do it, but let's get feedback faster. Nothing worse than it failing. Oh, we've got an error. See? Let's have a look. One problem. It's always worth checking. And it's in the handler. So if we go format, it should automatically fix that. I think it's saying to put it on 2 lines. Because I added the extra 000, it made it longer, so it suggested doing that. Let's have a look. npm run lint, it should be happy now. We should be good to go. Koalia, you're late. Awesome to have you here, though. Thanks for joining. Young6. Young6, did I pronounce that right? Thank you so much for that. If I'm pronouncing it right with Young6, that makes it a lot easier, so thank you. You might have to remind me, so I apologize in advance. Hey, Soulfire. because I had a bad experience with it. Well, we're going to do some RxJS now. We have Nick and Carl who are RxJS experts, so we'll make it work between us. That worked. Okay, let me give that a commit. Oh, spelled that wrong. Made a typo. Let's have a look. So we're going to add the files. So git add. Let's add all of them, and they should all now be green because we've staged all of them. And let's commit them. So git commit. Don't need a file at the end or a folder because they're all committed. So we're going to say we did a feature. And if we also look at the bot here, where is it? Oh, I should do it in a branch. What am I doing, Eddie? Let's check out a branch. And the branch name really should be the issue number. So 564 to issue 564. Create a branch. You can see now we're in this branch. Awesome. I want to bring back the command I was typing. This is the command I was typing. And I was going to say feature is display API version, and then it was 564. We'd write the command like this so we can bring it up in the changelog. So if I go back to EddieBot, you'll see it's 0.8.0. That should jump to 0.9 because we've done a feature. So it should jump when the build's successful. So let's commit that. Ignore my warnings. I thought I fixed that. Obviously I haven't. Let's push the branch up, and while that's running on GitHub Actions, I can check out the chat and see what you're all up to. So pushing that up to GitHub, make a PR. Hopefully you're all gonna review it for me. So here is a pull request. Yes, create. And it's gonna close 564. That's the issue we've got opened. If I create that pull request, I will share it in the chat so you all can review that for me. Once it's approved, and you can approve it even if you're not a maintainer on the project, then we'll get it merged and we'll see some magic happening. And then we'll do some more magic afterwards. Yeah, I think with RxJS, no one is really an expert. It's just good and bad sometimes. The good, the bad, and the ugly with RxJS. I would have to remind you how to pronounce my name. No, Ison, right? I think I get it correct. If I get it wrong, I'm really sorry because I've been saying Ison. Yeah, me neither. I find if I don't use RxJS RxJS is not like riding a bike. Like await, async, await and stuff is like riding a bike. If you don't use it for like a few weeks, you remember how to use it. With RxJS, if you don't use it for like a few weeks, I find I just forget everything. I got it right. Yes. Thank you. Awesome. Okay, has anyone approved it? Oh yes, we should put it to an environment variable. You're right. I agree. Let's move it to a config. Let's do that. So we've got a first comment. See, everyone, it is awesome to give feedback, and it will appear on Carl's profile, on GitHub and so forth. And it just shows people that how you're able to give reviews on work and so forth. Let's do that. You're right. That was an improvement I was going to make. So actually, I should add it to my ticket so I don't forget. So new Discord command, tick, service to get API data, tick, but I need to add one more so I don't forget, which is move API URL to config. Update that. So now you can see we've got 2 out of 3 tasks with a progress bar at the top. So let's have a look at that. So we go back to here. Get some rest. If it's midnight, definitely get some rest. Don't stay up too late. Yeah, thank you so much for joining. Hang around as long as you want, but we need to get some rest, do. So let's have a look. How do I bring in the config? I can't even remember. I'm going to have to cheat and look at some other stuff. Oh, no, go away. Alex Handler. I think you brought in config for this, didn't you? You didn't. I can't remember. I'll have to check documentation. Because I can inject it in, right? Let me bring up documentation. I've forgotten. There was a config section. Configuration. Here we go. I think we've got config available. We don't need to install it. Might have to bring up Carl on Radio Eddy. Shall we bring up Carl for my first guest on StreamYard, new location, Radio Eddy? Oh, okay. I thought the package was available by default. Carl, are you happy to join on audio? I mean, you can be on video as well, but if you want, you can leave your camera off. Let me get an invite. Copy to clipboard, and let me send you a DM on Discord. And you don't have to join if you don't want to. I'll send it to you, and feel free to join if you want as well. So here we go. Oh, I shouldn't. let everyone see what the link is. We get loads of people joining. That could have been a fail by me. He's new to StreamYard. There you go, Carl. There's a link if you want to join. And Nick, if you want to join, send me a DM and I'll just drop it in there as well. Feel free to join also. You don't have to turn on your camera if you don't want to. Or maybe we can leave the config as an improvement for somebody else and we can show changing the API, show it, what's the word, changing in the Discord bot as well as data changes. Maybe we'll do that as another ticket. What do you all think? Let's have a look. Seeing what people say in the chat as well. While you're all thinking, I got some little banners all pre-prepared. And obviously, give the video a thumbs up as well. Okay, for the sake of time, maybe we'll do that. I will create another issue. Who wants a green square? Who needs a green square for today? You can create an issue for me. Let me see. Who hasn't got a green square for today? You can create a new issue and I can link it down here so that we know that this subtask is being done in a new issue. So who have we still got here? Who's still awake? And then we will create some... Carl is connected. Okay, let me see if I know how to bring Carl up on stage. Add to stream. Okay. Hopefully this works. I can hear you. How are you doing, Carl?
I'm fine.
Awesome. Can everyone hear Carl as well, hopefully? You're my first guest on StreamYard. Hopefully people can hear you.
Such an honor.
Let's see. I'll give people a moment. So what are your thoughts? What people are thinking? Oh, Nick says yes. Okay. Awesome. Thanks, Nick. So what do you think? Should we do the config in this pull request or should we do it as a separate one? I was thinking to leave it as a separate one, but maybe that's just me being lazy.
I'm not sure. Maybe I think it's just a very small adjustment because if you look at app module, I think I'm not having the project open currently, but I think it was app module.
Do you want me to? Let me share my screen in Discord as well, maybe.
I can see it here in StreamYard Studio.
Oh, okay, perfect.
That's awesome.
Oh, that makes it easier for me. Great. Okay, so if I go to app module,
the config module is globally imported, so you can go to your version service and just import config service.
Excellent. So we're going to create a new line here because I know the linter will complain. And then, one too many. Is that one too many? I'll let the prettier fix it and all the rest. So we'll do private and we'll do config service and we'll do config service, I'm guessing. And let me just format this as well. Format it for me. Okay, awesome. And so do we have a config file? We do. I don't think there's any private keys in there. No, it should all be in env, so we should be okay. Awesome.
It's importing the .env, the config service from Nest. I think the config TS, which is currently opened in your VS Code, is imported manually. I opened in. That's why I opened an issue for that on how we handle our own configs if we inject it globally or import it manually in the files we needed. This issue is still open, I think.
Okay, got you. Okay, that sounds good. Well, I'm going to go off screen now and just add I don't want to show everyone my environment variables. So if I do, what do we call it? API
base URL. Yeah, something like this, yes.
Okay, and I will do HTTP api.edihub.org and I'll save that and close that file and I can bring this back so no one sees my tokens. And then here, I can delete this because I just literally put that in the environment file. We go this config service dot get API underscore URL. Is it just like that?
Yeah, that should work.
Okay, that's easy. That's quick and easy. See, when you know how, it's really quick and easy. That's why it's so important everyone to pair programs. So thank you so much for showing me that. So shall we give that a test? Let me go bring my Discord back over. And let's try. So if we go $API, it still works. Awesome. Okay. I prefer that improvement. So we'll probably need that still. Let's leave that there. So let's do a commit. Okay, so we got a second commit. We'll do a diff just to check. I'm happy with that. And then
maybe you have to adjust the .env.example file and commit that as well.
Very good point. See, pair programming, really important. I want to mute myself for 1 second, everyone. Okay, we're back. Yes. So I'll bring up the example one that hasn't got my token. So you're right. We need API underscore URL equals. And that's it. Good point. Thank you so much. That saved me doing another commit and getting it wrong. That looks good. I like that. Those changes. Does everyone else like those changes? I think that's good. Which bot are you working on? EddieBot. Yeah, I can share a link. Nick might beat me to it. This is the actual ticket we're doing. Here we go. There we go. It should have gone through. Perfect. Okay. So let me do a commit on this. So we go git commit. I'll just commit everything because it's just one file. That's fine, but be careful when everyone does that. This won't be a feature. This will probably be, I don't know, I say a fix or a chore. API URL to config, and it's going to be part of the same issue, which is 564. Here we go. 2 files. Oh yeah, I changed 2. That's correct. I can always go git what changed, and we can see I changed those 2 files. Okay, brilliant. So let's push that up to the issue, and hopefully I can get the approval from a few of you here. Got Carl and a few other people. Hopefully a few of you can give me an approval on the pull request, which is not that one. This one. Great idea. Thumbs up. Done. I won't mark it as resolved because I think that's for the person who started the discussion to mark it as resolved. But you can see my other commit has gone in, and then you can see all the changes. Thanks. I don't know if having hay fever counts as being ill because it's kind of like all the time, but hopefully I'll find some meds that work. Different pollen, different stuff in the environment in Portugal just means kind of different medicine and so forth. So let's see how it goes. So those are my changes. Hopefully I get a thumbs up from people I can share this in the chat as well. And leave any comments as well as approvals if you need. Let's see, I'll go back to here, wait for fingers crossed. Hope people are nice. Carl has approved it. Awesome. Others, you can also approve it and leave comments if you want, even if others have. Oh, we had a failure. This might be, we have a bit of an intermittent failure sometimes. And I don't know why sometimes on the unit test it says the project kind of wasn't running. I need to have a look into that. So I'm going to rerun all the jobs, and it usually passes second time. I don't know why that is.
That issue occurs at the API project sometimes as well. That there are some flaky unit tests.
Yeah, but the unit tests I think are mostly the default ones. So yeah, I'm not sure why that is, because we haven't really customized them. Because with the API we're using the Cucumber, and that seems to kind of work every time. So I'll mark that as resolved, but I shouldn't really do that. Just to clear up some space. Tom's here as well. Yay! Tom is a machine, like always, doing so many reviews. I'm going through my GitHub notifications last night. Let me just keep this open so we can see how it's going. Tom is a machine, always doing so many reviews on people's projects, all the rest. So thank you so much for all the community work you do. Now, while that's running, and we just bring up, I think it's Schmelto, and we just share your GitHub as well. Let's get you some more followers on GitHub as well. 57. Come on, we can easily break like kind of 65, everyone. Hey, Tom. Awesome to have you here. Follow Tom on GitHub. Can't approve with the failing CI. That's a good point. Thank you.
I think I maybe found the issue with the test.
Oh, really?
I think it has to do something with the config service. Could you go to version service spec TS?
Of course, because is that the one that failed? Or it was yes, it was that one.
And in line 8, at import config module. I think the tests they don't realize if there is global property. That's why you have to import the config
see.
module in every test, or in every service controller module where you actually use the config module.
Okay, so I wasn't aware of that. Okay, so in the version service, you're suggesting to, where is it? Not that one. In the spec service, spec test.
In line 8, line 9. Yeah, exactly.
And I do what, an import, did you say?
Yeah, imports and then config module.
Add module of the service. Okay, got you. I can run it locally and see. Let's have a look. Actually, let me just comment that out and check it fails. So if we do npm run tests, test, not an S. Runs jest. Let's have a look. It's going to pass, isn't it? Oh no, it did. It failed. You're right. Okay. So now if I bring in the config, let's have a look, and I run it again. Hopefully it passes. And no, it's to be defined. Interesting. Hey Alex, how you doing?
Oh, you forgot the HTTP module as well. You have to the test.
Yes, of course.
Not just config module. It's also the HTTP module missing.
So you have to match it up completely.
Yeah, exactly.
Got you. So let's have a look. So I imported the HTTP service and I imported the config service. Okay, so yes, you're right. They need to be injected in and available, of course. That makes sense now. And we're all green. Perfect. So that is my bad. So I didn't know that. It's something I learned new on Nest.js. So thank you so much, Carl. So let's do a commit. And we can say fixed, failing. I want to squash these commits anyway. Fix failing tests. 564. And then do a push. Here we go. I love pair programming. Awesome. If anyone else wants to jump on, you're more than welcome to as well. Try programming. That's a thing.
Pair programming is so productive. I always enjoy that at work as well.
It is just so much fun. I don't know why people get scared from it. We should try and do some in some of my other live streams, maybe some more pair programming as well. I just think it's so. I learned so much from it. Alex is sad. School's over. No, you've got more time for open source coding, live streaming, community videos. You weren't in our latest community video. I was really upset. Nick wasn't in it. Carl wasn't in it. We'll do another one soon where you could all be in it too. Okay, come on, go green, go green. Need some sound effects. Oh, green's looking better. There's only one that's still running. I'm confident it's going to pass. Yes! Okay. The approvals have probably gone now. Let me see.
I can reapprove now.
Oh no, it still stays. Actually, we need to change that probably in the settings. That if someone does another commit, the approval goes. And it should be in branches. Are they protected? Yeah, there's no protections. Okay, I'll sort that out later on. But we'll do that. So we're going to squash it. And we're going to do feature display API version. I'm going to put the issue number, which is 564. And then we're going to commit that. So just to show everybody, if we go to editbot version, we're on version 0.8.0. Then we just stop the local one running. And then if I go to Discord and I do version, it should say 0.8.0. Yes, and we're going to merge this in. GitHub Actions will run, create a Docker container, deploy it out to Kubernetes cluster, and this should bump to 0.9.0 on here and on GitHub releases as well. So let's merge that and do that. Confirm and squash. Delete branch. Yes, please.
If the deployment works, we could check if the process.env.npm package version works as well. If we just replace the current env variable we are using in the version handler currently.
Sorry, say that again. You just made me think of something. It's not going to work. It's not going to deploy because we don't have an environment variable set.
True.
I should probably maybe if we can put a default. Actually, that's something I should have done. Default to API, so people can override it, but maybe it defaults to. I think we can put a default in here. Is that correct?
I don't know. You could. What
Yes,
you can
put a
definitely
default
do
value.
is. Oh yeah.
I thought I remember
didn't
seeing
do
in
that either.
documentation. I thought I saw something in documentation where I could go HTTP API dot, not GitHub, edihub.org. Well, I need to set up my VS Code so it wraps better, but let me format the changes. I think we can do that. I'm pretty sure we can. Because the first one is the property, and the second one says default. So I'm pretty sure we can. Should run that locally and just double check. Okay, I think that seems to work. Okay, let me do another one. Let's just check that deploys out, but it won't be able to. It's merged. So it says 0.8. Let's have a look at GitHub Actions are doing. Oh, it's building 0.9. Yes, and then we'll do the next one as a fix, and it'll be 0.9.1. So let it deploy that. I should be able to get the Discord bot version number in Discord, but I won't be able to get the API one because there's no URL for everyone to get it. So it's coming together, and we'll make some changes. So what were you saying, actually? Sorry, I started talking and I forgot to listen to what you said.
I just wanted to say that maybe we could check the issue I opened with the package version directly from process.env. Just copy this thing in and just test if it works.
Yeah, sure. And you want to do that for the bot as well, or for the API?
It doesn't matter. I think it's just if it works. I think if it works for the bot, it works for the API as well.
I think it will work for both, yes, because it does get updated. So that starts as 0.8. So yes, so it will. I think it will work. I do use this. I'm pretty sure I use this in the GitHub action.
And the second thing we may do is do some try catch thing around the HTTP request in case something goes wrong.
Absolutely, you're completely right. We should do that. I'm pretty sure I have something like this somewhere. Current version. I did use it somewhere. Okay, here we go. Steps, package, outputs. I'm pretty sure I did something similar to get that. Okay, so we can do that. So with the version handler, so you're suggesting that process environment node npm package. Okay, so you're suggesting we try and put that in there instead. So if I save that and start running that, and then we can also try, this will default to that. I need to put try catch around that, do that afterwards. Okay, so really we shouldn't see 0.0.0. This should work. Let's have a look. I think we're doing $ for local. So, and actually let me just make a change to the package JSON as well, so we can make sure it's reading it correctly. If I change that to, I don't know, just something really stupid like 9, just to see if it comes through. Version. Oh, wait a second. Sorry,
you need to restart.
I need to restart. Yes.
If this works, we could. I did it in a project in one of my projects. When generating the Swagger documentation, there's also the package number, which can directly access the version from package JSON. And so you don't have to bump it manually.
I don't bump it manually. It bumps by the changelog.
Yeah, but in the I don't know if you have the API project open currently.
No, I can open it. No problem. We're going to need it open in a moment anyway. We're going to do some API work.
And then in the Swagger TS. There's set version currently hard-coded, and you could just process.env.npm whatever, so this adjusts itself automatically.
Got you. Okay, that's pretty cool. I love that. That's awesome. If someone wants to raise an issue, who wants a green square? API project, raise Swagger version to read from the package JSON, as an environment variable. And we just got a shout out from Tom. Carl and Eddie together are op. I think Carl is op. Eddie is kind of, what's it called? The weakest link. I wonder if I can put a profile picture for yours, like for your, rather than you having, no, I can't. I'm just looking at StreamYard. I can't put a profile picture for you. Okay, so we'll come back to the API. So this works. I've put that back to what it was, so it's not edited. This is epic. So this is great. Really, really love that. That works. Let me do another pull request for that. Let me stop the bot running. Okay, are people trying the bot? I see things going crazy. Here, ding, 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 ding. Nothing related. Okay, we're good. Nothing related. Okay, so if I do a status on that, I should do it in a new ticket, but should I be naughty and do it in the same one? Let me see. Yes, we'll do it in the same one. We'll do it in the same branch. No one judge me. Or should I get some more green squares? What do you think? I'll raise the issue. Awesome. Thanks, Nick. I really appreciate it. I'll pay you later. Ison's going to raise the issue. Awesome. Okay, so let me just do this real quick to save time. I'll just use the same branch as well. So git commit. Let me see. We'll do it as a fix, I think, or as an improvement. So version number from package. Probably a little bit of a long message, but let's see how we go. I think that's it. Git diff. Pretty sure that's what we wanted. Yes. So rather than reading the environment variable, we read that, which is epic. And we won't have to set the environment variable for the API because it will default for that. We wanted to put a try catch around it actually as well. Let's do that first before I commit. So go to the service. Let's put a try around this and a catch. And I don't think we have error handling for this.
The try needs to go on 2 lines up.
What have I done? Yeah. Just noticed that I got the return. Okay, let me see. The try should definitely go above that, not in there. That makes more sense. Thank you. Try, catch, and then let me just format that because that looks ugly. And then what we should do is probably just console log it. Do we have? No, we do have. Do we have a logger by default in Nest.js? I thought we did.
Yes, but I think you have to import it.
Okay, and I remember not to leave it out of the test as well.
But I have to look this up as well. I didn't use the Nest built-in logger except the API project. There was a discussion about an hour ago in the Discord about logger packages. I always use Winston for logging.
Winston is awesome.
I just looked this up real quick.
No worries, you look it up, and I'm going to have an idea. So this would return the service if it worked, which returns. Let me see. It returns. It returns an observable. So we do a catch. So I think where we could return an unknown like string back. So probably here. So if that threw an exception, I wonder if we put the try catch. We definitely want to return something as well, so therefore it doesn't break on the front end. So I think if we can return an unknown, some sort of string. Let's have a think. Any ideas from anyone watching? Do write in the chat, don't be shy.
You can do in line 5, you can just private logger.
Oh really? Okay, so we don't have to inject it into the via the constructor.
It's I'm a bit surprised as well, but it seems like it's just a normal class. Private logger equals new logger and then version service.name.
That equals new logger. Okay.
Yeah. And then version service.name in the brackets.
Sorry, what was it? Version
service.name. It's just the name of the class we're in.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, got you. Oops.
Name, exactly. And now you can do logger.log.
And that will automatically tie into Nest.js and so forth.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Interesting. logger dot, this will probably be an error. And then we can say, or I just put the error in. But then we also, let me just reformat this as well. Looking a bit weird. There we go, it's looking better.
The question now is only how we should test this. We have to make the request fail to test if the logger works.
That's true. We can do that. I'm going to take this off screen, and I'm going to remove out of the environment variable the string, and then bring it back. So it will default to this.
No.
And we can then break
force
that.
It 404. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm trying to think, we need to return something back though as well, because now otherwise there'll be no response to here. So ideally we want a string just saying error occurred or something.
Exactly.
But we don't want to mix the types, because what we get back from the get is an observable, I think. From the get, you get back the type that the generic that you pass in. I thought you got back an observable. I don't know why. Pretty sure we did. So we didn't. We converted it to a promise. Yes, because you do get an observable back. So we would have to do maybe something like from. Do a from. Do a return from. This is where we get into RxJS stuff.
You could just do return this.http service.get and then to promise. Then it's promised. Then you don't have to get into RxJS, I think. Can't you?
True. Yes. The only thing is, I want to. I guess we want to move to RxJS. So I know these return promises, which we're going to change. But in the service, if I can keep it as a as RxJS at least. I know we're mixing it, and I hate mixing it, but we're going to move towards that. And then Tom asks, what extensions am I using for VS Code? In my dot files, which I can quickly bring up, you can see dot files. I go to VS Code here. These are the extensions that I use, and you're welcome to use them too as well. I'll share it in VS Code extensions. We have a suggestion here also, maybe return outside. Yeah, we could save that to a variable and return it outside. I don't know what your thoughts are, Carl, on that as well. Single return or double return? So you could do a const. You could do that. Well, no, you have to do the const outside as well. I will leave it as a return for now. I don't know if it's better or worse.
I think that's philosophy. A philosophy question of how you handle this.
True. Okay.
I don't have problems with multiple returns in a function. A teacher at my university always told us to use just one return per function. So yeah, okay. I think it's a philosophy question.
True. Okay, so I've done that. So if I do npm run start dev, and we check that, and just check it all works. Oh, we've got an error. What's wrong? Let me see. The context of... because it's an Axios response or a string. So yeah, I've mixed it. It's not assignable to the method response any. Okay. Let me think. How's a good way to do this? To keep it consistent, I should probably do it so.
You probably need need a mapping as well, because in the version handler you return version put.data, and if you don't have this in your arrow, the .data property, it will fail there. Then data will be undefined.
Sorry, say that again. Oh yes, you're right. Of course,
if you just return a string version, the data will fail because it's not the wrong.
True. Okay. Type. So let's make this simpler. I'm going to remove the data from there.
And return it from the service.
Yes, exactly. I think that's cleaner. And that takes it a step closer to being the RxJS style. So in here, we could do... yes, you're right. So we'll do a pipe. we're getting into RxJS now. We'll do a pipe, and then we'll do a map of not data. We'll do a map of response, and then in the
return response to data.
Exactly, and then what did I press? Yeah. So map will have to import. Oh no, not that type of map.
I think you have to import it manually. I think VS Code has problems with the map because it's also a array function.
Yeah, okay. It'll be an operator. So if I remember correctly, it's from RxJS
operators
with an S. Okay, and then we'll do a map. That looks a bit better. Okay, so he's happy with the map. Pipe. What's wrong with that? That should work. I've chained it off the get.
For me, it looks right as well, actually.
Why doesn't it like any of it? Have I got missing a bracket or something? No, that's correct. Oh, no,
you need to bracket before be behind the P of map, don't you?
I need to let me look it up. My brain is dead. So RxJS map.
I really hate the RxJS documentation, to be honest.
It is.
It's so complicated to understand with all these array examples.
It's so true. There is a better one. Which one do I use? Not learn RxJS. There's two that always get confused. Or is it learn? I can't remember. One of them is good. I think it's this one. It's pretty good.
I always end up at Stack Overflow when doing some research on RxJS because that's understandable.
Yes, I have that wrong. I had the brackets in the wrong place. Right. Okay, that's better. Okay, so the return now becomes a bit harder to read. So maybe, how do I pronounce their name? Sorry if I get it wrong. Bukha Chandra, I think I pronounced that right. Made a suggestion return outside. Maybe that is possibly a bit easier to read. But let me just format this and see if it gets a bit easier. Okay, that is a bit easier now. So we do the map. So we're still returning an observable. This is still returning an observable. This will be returning data. Won't be a string, will it? It will be a string.
It's
a string. Yeah. So that should be a bit better now. So if I save that,
this might work.
And it doesn't like this
because it's not a promise now.
Okay.
You can't use await with the observable.
I can convert it to a promise to be consistent with the function above, with the method above. Yeah. I think that should work. Fingers crossed to check the console. Looking good. I even forgot what we were testing now. I go down all these rabbit holes and I forget what we end up testing. Go back to my test channel. And so if we say version, it worked. Okay, that's good. And we were going to break it, weren't we? We were going to see if I put the wrong URL or wrong port or something. If I just do, I don't know, port 111 or port 1, that should also fail. And then it should rebuild. I think it's rebuilt. And if I do $version, huh?
I think, did you restart the bot? Because if not, the variable in your env is still.
Oh yes, you're right.
Still alive.
That might have been it. I don't think I restarted it. Version, huh? I'm definitely using $.
Works.
Sorry, say that again. Port 1 works.
Port 1 is valid.
Let me. I just put, rather than API Eddy Hub, I just put, I don't know, Eddy Hub. Well, that will return a string. Let me put a different domain A. Okay. And $. Is definitely my. How is that still working?
I always love moments where you can't explain why it works.
And you want it to break. You really want it to break. I mean, I could always throw an exception here. Actually, we don't need to do that. I could just go back to API and I could just throw an exception, right?
Yeah, that's probably working.
Throw except.
Okay, maybe I think HTTP exception.
Yeah.
From Nest. I'm not sure if how it.
Is that going to work? What does it expect? Let's see. Oh. It is a class. So I can use it.
Right,
Here's an example. Okay, it doesn't want me to put in a string.
Project.
Okay, that's fine. I can just do that. I mean, the exception itself doesn't matter too much. Is it imported? It's not imported. Okay, why not? I can just throw a JavaScript exception, right? It should still be caught. I think that was the right exception. Let me check. I think that should still work. Let's see.
Oh, it's thrown you HTTP exception, and then you can pass the message.
Oh yeah, of course, it's new. It's class. Yes, that makes sense.
Then the message, and you can put a response code.
Why is it not importing it as well? Response string and status number. Okay, so response string error, and we can just say, I don't know.
There's an enum, but you don't have to use this for HTTP
Oh yes, that's true. Okay, let's see. Hopefully that worked. So this should break. If this works, I can't explain it.
That's strange. Well, are we editing the API?
Oh no, we've been editing. No, I'm pretty sure we're doing the bots. That's okay. I've turned off the bot. I thought, right, let's do an extreme example. The bot is not running. Not running.
I mean, do you have to use the command $API?
$1 should be for my local. Oh yes, we're doing the API one, of course. You're absolutely right. Yes, thank you. Well done. I'm getting. I was doing the itself.
Then fortunately it worked.
Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense. Right. Okay, I'm glad you're awake because I'm not. Right. API. Yes, we got E. Okay, that's good. YE. We should have got no version available. That should have worked. Converted it to a promise, and we put it in the reply, and we just got E. I'm guessing it's taking that. It's definitely in the try though.
Is it from the catch, the E? You can look in the what the logger logged in the console.
Oh yes.
Okay, that's correct.
That logged correctly. E, but also lower case. It's not even capitals. Okay, let me just change this to fail. This is like trial and error development.
I think the first error was because you did this .logger.error.
Oh, it's still got error in front. Okay, sorry, what was that? Because
From
I've got
this.logger.error.
Yeah, so if I do log, you reckon we'll see. Let's see. Let me just save that. I need to do this and see for my own sanity. And then in here it says you still get error. So I think it's pulling out that E. Definitely want it red in the logs though, I think. Don't know why it's just coming out with E though. Catch, return. It should return this because this hasn't got a return. And I think this, is not it's not throwing an exception itself, so it shouldn't be doing anything. I mean, we can comment that out and see if it makes any difference at all. Where's that E coming from? Anyone in the chat, don't be shy. Let us know where that E is coming from.
I can't explain it, to be honest.
I can't explain that either. That's crazy. Obviously, something's happening. If it works, and we're trying to break it, and it doesn't work.
It doesn't break properly.
Yeah, it doesn't break properly, exactly. That's crazy. Or could it be... it's not because... If I do a 500, it's not because Nest is trying to do something clever with...
I hope not.
We haven't got any... what's the word? Anything catching it earlier, I suppose, or anything like that. I don't think so. E. So that makes no sense at all. We've definitely got it in the try, so it should, and it's definitely logging that, so we know that the try is working and the catch because it is logging this there. So it's definitely working. So this is running. This from, I know why. Is it because it should be from or to? I always get these two confused. Wait a second. RxJS from. which one is it? One is a continuous and one is, yes, we want two, I think. Sorry, not two. I think it's we want, so it comes out in one output rather than multiple outputs. So this one.
This may be if it emits the string.
Yes. Yes.
Oh yeah, that might explain the E.
I think it's emitting it as a sequence rather than as an entire string.
And E is the first letter, so it gets returned first, and then
possibly. Or we've got Alex's one, which is E for Eddie Hub.
But it's just occurring if it's an error.
I always forget which one's which. Let me see. This operator can be used to convert a promise to observable. For arrays, iterables, all contained values will be admitted as a sequence. But it's not an iterable, so it shouldn't.
Yeah, I think if you do string.map, I think if I remember correctly, this produces quite funny stuff in when you try to apply array operators on strings. I think this may be actually the solution, that it's emitted as a sequence and not as a string.
Yeah, I think so. I'm just trying to think. Then it must be but I just wanted kind of documentation or proof, like an example that it is. So here you go. If you got yes, it's treated
as 1, 2. Yeah, that's probably
separate parameters. So I think that's correct. And on the from, if you pass it an array,
then 1, 2, 3 gets emitted one by one because it's an iterable. It's
I think so. So let's go back to that and then do an of. I think that's correct. And we'll change that to an of. See, RxJS fun as always. Run. I haven't used it in ages. Yes, that worked. That was my bad. We got there. But Eddie Hub is not an error exactly. It is collaboration first, code second. Yay. Okay, cool. It worked. So we're happy with that. So we can remove our code that causes it to break because we don't want it to break. And that should work. So let me just do a format, check that's happy. Stop that. Do an npm run lint. Make sure all is good. I think we've got a couple of errors in the handler and in the service. So if I do a format in the handler, I made that
there are probably unused imports from HTTP exception.
Yes, you're right. Your memory is very good. Okay, let's see. Run lint. All looks good. Do a diff, just double check we're happy with that. I think that looks much better now. So we've got the service returning exactly what the handler needs. I think that looks good. Okay, so if I do a commit, and we will show the version. So if I go back to here and go back to EddieBot, it should be 0.9, and we can also check on 0.9. So it's all in sync. It all got deployed from the previous version. Now we're going to do a fix. So it should be 0.9.1 when we get this pull request reviewed and merged. So I'll do it as a fix, and we'll say, what did we do? I can't remember now. Oops. We did
error handling.
Was it just the error handling and a bit of a tidy up? We can just say error handling. Yeah, let's do that. Let's have a look. Next version. Error handling as part of 5.6.4. Perfect. Raise another pull request. Hopefully everyone's still awake in the chat. Okay, now that's pushed. Let me raise that pull request. New pull request. 5.6.4. Create. Oh no, I didn't. Because I squashed it. I want to have a conflict now. That's my bad. I didn't update my branch. I'm using the same branch. I didn't update it. Okay, it's fine. I can fix that conflict. Oh, no, not that. I want to grab this. Copy. paste without the eddy. The issue's already been closed, but I need to fix that conflict, so let me resolve that. So git pull. So I bring everything down. And if I do git merge main, git checkout main, git pull. Yes, I know I'm 2 behind. Let me grab that in. Oh, I didn't need to do a pull like I've done a merge. Okay, git checkout issue 564. And then git merge. I could do a rebase. I'll just merge it. It's fine. I'm going to squash it anyway. Git merge main. Loads of conflicts. My bad. Okay, that's cool. We can fix it. We want this one. I can do it manually, or you can use these. Accept current change. The current change is my work, and then what's coming. I think it's current. Yeah, it's current for that. And then for this again, it's probably going to be current again. Yeah. No, current. This one, the first one. I think that looks better. Just do a format. We'll run a lint as well and check. And this one too, it's going to be current, and it's going to be current as well. I think that's all good. Let's run npm run lint. Should all be good. Yes. We should run a quick test to make sure it works. Run npm start dev. Okay, and if we go dollar version, that's for the local one, we've got 0.9. Perfect. Looks like it works, because if I turn that off and go dollar version, nothing's going to happen because it's not running. Perfect. I'm happy with that. Because we had a conflict, we're going to go git commit -i to say we're happy with it, we've resolved it, -m for a message, but actually we need to add the conflicted files. That's done. And then we're going to say fix conflict. We're going to squash everything anyway, so it should be fine. Done. Git push origin issue 564. Push that up. And now that should be a lot better. It is. It's building. Should be good. But we will squash it, so all these commits will just end up as 1 anyway. Awesome. How's everyone doing in the chat? Everyone still awake? Wait for that to build. Things take time, right? Hour and a half. Things always take time. People think, they could do these things really quickly, but it takes time. We got something working quite quickly, but to get it right, I think takes more time. npm run test. Did we change anything? Did we import anything new? I don't think we did. No, we're okay. Good. Awesome. While that's going,
you could check what happens to the deployed version if you type API, because there should be an error now.
That's true. So it'll be !API. Nothing happened. I guess it's probably put. I need to check the logs online. I need to get that set up actually to be able to access the logs more easily through Kubernetes to see what happened.
Probably an exception is thrown.
Yeah, I wonder if we broke it. No, exception is thrown, but we didn't have a try catch. I don't know if it will crash the service. Kubernetes might have to end up restarting the app if there's a crash. Almost done. Should I share the pull request? I can get an approval from somebody. I can merge that in. Oh, I've got this underneath as well. Here we go. Let's do that. All green. Yes, just need that approval from people. That would be great. And then, so at the moment, you're right, on Discord, if we run the API, we don't get anything because it breaks. So now when this gets merged, that should work and should deploy this. Not deploy, display this. And then when we do the improvements to the API, then it will automatically update and change. So let's have a look. I got an approval. Let's squash it. I'm happy with that. There isn't a number, but I'll just do 564 rather than the pull request. Merge. It's going to be a fix. So it will bump the version from 0.9.0 to 0.1 at the end. And we'll be able to see that on here as well. So this won't be deployed yet. So we can still see I've got 0.9.0. Get that working, done. Then that's the bot. We're happy with the bot. And we'll check the API command works. And it's not running locally anymore, which is good. Then we were going to do an improvement to the API, weren't we? So while that's building and deploying, do you have time, Carl, to have a look at the API?
Sure.
When you need to go, do say. So some of the improvements we wanted to make was I wanted to remove the word welcome to Ready Hub. Mm-hmm. So that will show that that's changed. And your suggestion, if I remember correctly, was to use the environment variable for this.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, let's start on the API. So let's just go to the API directory. I do have some files changed, but we can ignore those because I was just having a play. We can just ignore. These were changes for the M1 chip and stuff like that, but won't commit any of these. We'll make sure that these stay the same. I was just having a bit of a play. So for here, if we go back to, I hope someone's keeping an eye on the CI build and let us know when it's finished and we can test it out and see as well. Let me bring it up here. So if I go to actions, okay, it's 09.1. I told everyone it was 0.1 and we'll go, oh, did that finish? No, it's still going. Okay. So what we called it was, you put it in the ticket, that's fine. So if I go back to the API and put it in here, it should hopefully work. Yeah. But there is a downside. We cannot test this on the deployed version because Swagger is still not working.
Yes.
On the API version. I did have a look at this.
I did some research on this as well, but I didn't found a proper solution on this.
Me neither. So, but we could check locally if we run it up locally.
I tried to read some response bodies which come back if we call API adihub.org/swagger, but I'm not that deep into Kubernetes and these things to make some proper statements on how to fix this.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was a Kubernetes issue or I don't think it is. I think it's just the way it's in the Docker container, the way it's kind of deployed. As I think I was trying to have a look and trying to debug it. It was really, really hard. I saw a few people had similar issues, like the blank screen for Swagger, but no one seemed to come up with a solution. So yeah, I need to have a play. If I can simulate it locally, I think it will be a lot easier. I mean, we can try and get it up and running now, but I think it's going to work, but I'm not using the container locally. So actually, there's one thing I might need to do is maybe put while that's running. I think we have an issue open for the Swagger one.
Yeah.
So we can should make a note, and actually let me, rather than the comment, let me add it as a steps. Run container locally and see if Swagger has an issue or not. Because then from that, I'll be able to see the logs a lot easier. Maybe if we get time, that's something we can do. Okay, but I don't get too distracted. So that should be the Docker running locally for Stargate. And then if I run the application, npm run start dev.
I think there are duplicate issues. I think 132 and 126 are doubled.
132 store edibot config per Discord server.
Yeah, exactly. There, where your cursor is now. Deployed Swagger version renders blank page, and then 126.
Oh, 26. Sorry. Fix like. Oh yes, you're right. My bad. So we'll keep yours because it was first. So I can't believe I created a duplicate. Good spot. And what I want to do is I want to edit this. I'm going to copy that. We'll mark it as a 126 duplicate closing for 126. We'll close that. And I go to your one and I'll just put a comment. I'll paste in that there so I don't forget. Awesome, good spot. Thank you very much. Good to clean up those issues. So now we have the API running. I forget what I was doing. What did I change? Oh, yeah, the Swagger version number, see if it changes. So in theory, in the API, it should read version 6.6. So let's have a look. So if I open a new one, go localhost 3000, it's running 000, that's fine. Actually, we could get that to return the version 2, but let's have a look. Localhost Swagger. Does it say the version number somewhere?
It was 001. I'm a bit confused about this.
Where does it get that one from?
I
didn't save the file.
You didn't save.
I was just testing that you're all awake. That's what it was. There we go, 066. Perfect. So we want to get that there as well. And I want to remove this and then we can check it. It's all deployed. So let's just see, before we do that, this should now be deployed. If I refresh this, it should say 9191. That's perfect. Yep, the GitHub action has finished running. Perfect. So if we go to Discord and we do version, it should say 91 at the end. Perfect. And if we do API, not dollar, if we do API, it should also work. That should work. Why did that not work?
He actually should go to the catch block if something with the request is wrong.
Yeah.
Actually.
That's interesting. Ison's saying great work. We just broke it, but thank you, love the support. Maybe that was something else. Hi Adithya, hopefully I pronounced your name right. Awesome to have you here. Okay, let's have a look. I wasn't expecting that.
Do you need to configure your Kubernetes pod to do some external requests? I don't know. I'm completely
no. That's a good
Kubernetes.
That's a good question. No, me too. But that's a good question. But going out is fine. It's coming in that you need to have a load balancer in front, which I have. So that's why we can reach the API. So if the Discord bot needed to have something coming in, yes, we would have to configure that. But it's going out, so it should be okay. That's interesting. Okay, we'll come back to that one. Let's just finish off this. I'm terrible at multitasking. So let me close that. So the other thing I wanted to change was, I think it's in the app service. Yes, so remove welcome to EdiHub, just currently running version, and we were going to change it out of the config and read it from the package JSON. So if I go to example, do we have version in here? We don't. Were we setting it with Kubernetes? Is that why? Maybe we don't need to do that anymore. Let me see. Source. Oh, let me close these node modules. Here we go, Kubernetes. So service, that's the service we've got running, that's great. Then ingress, again, this is to access it on redirected to port 3000 from the external on api.edihub.org. And the deployment. Here are the versions. We've got the Astra, this is for DataStax' database, token, database ID, approved tokens. And no, so we don't have the version as an environment variable. Okay, so that's good. So I'm happy we don't have that. So
That's why he displays 001, because it's probably the fallback in line 10.
But on here it does display it when it's deployed.
Oh,
That's what I'm not sure. On the deployed version, it does display it locally 000 because it hasn't got the config. So where does it get the config from? I could search for version, I suppose. It's going to bring up a lot of results. Oh, we said we put it into the Docker file, and I would do a build time. I replace that, so we could remove all that, right?
Probably then, yes, if our implementation works.
Okay, we can check it locally. So if I save this, actually not save it yet. If I grab your example, and we could just put it in like so. And save that. We could run this locally now. It should actually, we do have it running locally. It should rebuild. Then we just check, save. Yes, it rebuilds. And then if we hit the API locally, that should change from 000 to whatever's in package JSON, which is 6.6. I need to do a pull because I haven't got the latest version as well. Okay. Perfect. 6.6. So it does work. So we can delete lots of stuff. I love deleting stuff. That's awesome. Okay, maybe I should do a pull before I delete anything. Let's have a look. Oh, I can just stop this from running. And let's go to a new branch and we'll go to 138. So we'll do git checkout main, go back to the beginning. We'll just stash all my changes for the moment. We'll do a git pull. Let's bring down the latest changes. And then we'll go to the branch that we want, which was issue 138. And then we'll do a stash pop. No conflicts. Yes, score. And so this should be back. This is now 6.7. So if we start that up again and just check, npm run start dev. Who's the person who disliked my my video? That's fine. They probably were hoping for open source project reviews. 067. Yes. So it has worked. I do need to do a lot of open source reviews. We're a bit behind on those. Okay, so that works. That's good. So I'm happy with that. Let's get rid of that. Happy with that, so we can close that. We're happy with that, can close that too. So what we want to do, if we go to the search and search for version, so in Dockerfile, I think we can ditch that now. And then in the GitHub action, I do a replace for that. So I need to check. Oh, don't want all that. Let's go. What file is that? Is that the lock file? I think we can put in files to include, files to exclude. Package. We'll just, is it .lock? No, it's .json. Star hyphen lock.json. So just ignore that out. The search. Build Docker client version. That's all fine. Where's my sed command? I do a sed command. Here we go. Here's my sed. So I don't even need that anymore, which is great. I think that should still work. Because the package will still be available once it's deployed. So that's not a problem. So let's get rid of that. I think that makes sense. Everyone agree?
I think yes. We could maybe build the container locally and run it then.
Oh, now you're testing me.
To test. Or we deploy it and maybe fix it.
True, doing it locally is the right way. I'm just hopeful it will work first time, because it always works first time, right?
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
Never does. I think that's it. My memory's so bad, so I probably should test it locally. And this version, does it use the environment? It doesn't use the environment. I don't even think we were using the environment variable anymore, to be honest. I think we were not even using it. apart from Swagger, I think, because what did we change? It was just I think it was just the Swagger one. Swagger was hard coded, so that wasn't using it. Too many changed files. Apologies, everyone. I should have cleaned that up. And this one was the only one that was using it actually, and we don't even need that anymore. Okay, so that goes good. I think that's okay. Back to the search, just double check. And it was a capital version, right? So if I do it case sensitive, so if I just go version, this one's case sensitive, I think. Match whole word, no. Match case. I think that's fine. It's the only place we used it. So I think that's okay. So I have lots of file changes. So the way we can manage the commit is we want this one. No, we don't want this one. This is just for me locally at the moment.
I think in Docker file.
Docker file, yep. And then Docker file's been staged. And then the package JSON we don't need. Again, that was me just playing with stuff. And then do we need this one? Yeah, we need this one as well because we got rid of the sed. I think that was it. App service. Oh, and this one.
And Swagger TS.
Oh, and Swagger TS, yes. So this is why it's so important to pair a program. Yeah, I think those are the ones. So if I go to my command line, what I can do to triple check everything, I can go git status -s. We can see the ones that are green are staged. So I can go git diff -- staged. And it'll only show me the ones that are green. So we removed the sed command. Docker file will not have 0. So if we see 000 come up, we know, well, it shouldn't be because it will be removed from here as well. So that's good. Oh, it's hard coded in there. So we could remove that as well, I think, too. What do you think?
Probably yes. If we're sure that process.env is working properly. I think the question is, why shouldn't it work?
And yeah, I think it should be okay. Let's live dangerously. I'm short on time. Our dinner's gonna be ready soon, so I think by cutting corners, you go faster, right? I'm gonna break this and I'm gonna be up all night fixing it, aren't I? So the file that was in was. Let me reduce this. I don't think there was anything in Kubernetes, so we can close that. Close that. Remind me. Test files should still pass, or one might fail actually. The Hello World one, welcome to EddieHub, that will fail.
That's why it was hard coded. That the test passes.
Oh yes, the test will fail now. Yeah. We could just check for a 200 response, or we could maybe write a step def which searches for currently running, and we could just put something like string in here, and it just, as long as there's a string in there, it doesn't matter, or v. We could even regex the v number dot. So we could do something like that. But for now, I might just be naughty and remove that test. That's really bad.
Maybe you could just remove the end line in the Hello World feature, before deleting the whole test. Just leave line 7.
Yes, that's what I meant. Sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah, if I comment that one out. And hopefully that should work. And what was the other change I was going to do? I completely forgot already. Not the Docker file change. Not this one. There was something I was going to change. Oh, the 000 here in the app service. Okay. Let's go to the app service, which is here. I don't think we need that anymore. Let me format that. Okay, let's run the test and see. So if we do npm run test et. Come on.
Oh, there are a few failures.
Oh, there will be on mine. There will be on mine. We have to test it on CI because I'm currently in the process of doing some testing on the Stargate Docker container for the M1 chip. So I have got a different version at the moment. So if you look at my, actually there was some of the things I wanted to chat to you about when we get a time, not on this live stream, but I'm using M1 test Stargate container, but it highlighted some things we can make easier in our app. So that's why I want to talk to you about, not specifically about that, but it highlighted some things the way we've done certain things in the project. So, and I can remove the service actually now as well. We don't need this anymore.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You can also remove the import. Otherwise,
Yes.
the linter will
Thank you.
be angry with us.
Let's just check the linter is working okay. Oh, loads of errors. Oh, I'm not committing that file anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Prettier issues.
I'm not committing that file anyway. So I'm just going to, again, just restage the changes in the app service because we made some more changes to that. So we can now clear this, do a status, and we can do a diff on the stage files, and we should be happy with that. Removing, a lot cleaner. Great suggestion. Great suggestion. So let's have a look. If I do git commit, and I don't want to do a dot at the end or anything because I want to use the stage files. So is this a feature or a fix? I think it's a fix. We're going to do a whole kind of major bump. Let's have a look. So if I bring up the project, and we have Alex here. Alex, how are you doing? It's 2 Alexes we have. So if I bring up the project, it's running version 6.7. It should jump to 6.8 as well once you merge in this pull request. So let's have a look. So fix. We fixed the version numbers. I think that's fine. 138. Commit. Before I do a push, I'm going to run the lint again. Oh, it's not going to let me. That's fine. I can stage my other changes.
There are also some Husky hacks, but I'm not sure if it's clever to reveal them. Maybe it's an open secret.
What's this, sorry? Say that again.
You could just do git commit -m and at the end -n to bypass the Husky checks.
Oh, I didn't know that. So you can do -n at the end to bypass it.
Yeah.
No one do this. If you're watching, don't do this.
It's probably an open secret.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. And so all the green stuff has been committed, but all these that I'm playing with haven't. Really, I should make a patch file or branch or something and put those in one place. Git push issue 138.
I think -n is just for skipping the git hooks. And if the git hooks are skipped, Husky will be skipped because Husky looks for the hooks.
I didn't realize that. See, I learned something new today. I learned lots of things new today, to be honest. So we can just check, before I create this pull request, just check. So in the Docker file, we removed the sed, and then we removed the environment variable in the Docker file. And we're reading out of the environment variable for the package version. Great suggestion by Carl. And same
you probably forgot the .feature file.
Oh, I did. Yes, that will fail. You're right. Okay, that's not a problem. So there's a couple of things I can do here for everyone watching. I could rewrite history because it's my branch. No one else is working in it. If anyone's curious about its password, it's 12345. Shh, don't tell anyone. Secret. Yes, so I can undo it, or I could just do another commit because there's no problem with doing another commit because I'm going to squash them anyway. So here we go. So I just do a git diff on this. This is what we're going to change. We've commented that out. And we should raise an issue. Someone can raise an issue to say, fix that test. We check for that string. And I'm going to put in that file. And I'll just do fix. It's going to be squashed anyway, but commented out failing test. 138. And that should be. Oh, I shouldn't have put the -n at the end.
I think we are already having a regex check for type string, but we could do it even. Yeah, I think we could do it even stricter with the v in front. I think in support, in the support folder, there's a file regexes.
Oh yes, we do have string. Okay, but that's for the whole. That's for the whole string, right? We want to do part exactly. String.
We could do it much stricter then with the v and then the dots and digits and whatever.
It's still better than commenting out. So we could do that, right? I don't know if we could do it in here. Is it only for tables though? I think that works.
Oh yes, maybe that's a problem with the step definition then.
It's only for tables, which I think it was designed that way purposely. So when we use this, if we do get regex, yeah, it was only, I think, well, not request, get regex.
I think the
What have I called it? Let me close some of these. Sorry, go on.
I think it's not. Oh, it's called get regex. Okay, then the call needs to be something somewhere.
Let me see.
Oh, maybe it's in responses.ts because the
yes,
tables
of course. Yes, it will be there. Yes, you're right. So I think it's only for tables. Yeah. Oh, I lost it. Let me get it back again. Table to object. So okay, we'll leave that for now. It's something we'd have to think about because in the not there. In the requests, it will be in the responses. You're right, not requests. Sorry. The response status code, the response should be, that's like an exact match. Oh, we could have the response should contain, and then we wouldn't have equal. Oh, not that one. We would do something else in there as well. Like, is there a contain already? Yeah, it has contain. So we could do something like that. That would be better.
I think there's a step definition for the response should contain.
Oh, wait, there is for the property.
Yeah, I think there's also one with
Your memory's better than mine. Let me have a look.
I didn't do anything in the end-to-end tests for a while, to be honest. But I think
your memory is still really good. You're absolutely right. There is. Oh, I lost it. There was one. There is one. You're right.
Line 80.
Thank you. Yes, there is. The response should contain, and it also checks for the type as well. Oh, just for type ID, so that's fine. So that might work. The response should contain. Nice. Why have I got an edited file here? Did I type something?
Oh, I think it won't work. Should it? I'm not 100% sure.
We can test it and see.
I'm not 100%
this one should not be, should contain, and then we remove that. What we should do actually is check this fails. Oh, I can't run it locally though, because of my.
Maybe we have to take a look at this afterwards.
Yes, let's get this working. One thing at a time, I suppose. Okay, I'll leave that open so I don't forget. I'm not going to commit that right. So I've committed that, and I should check I haven't pushed it, I think. Or did I push it? Did I push all the changes? Git push origin issue 138. As Alex said, password 12345. Okay, brilliant. Push that because I can go git what changed and also see in the last one I was commenting out that line, which is perfect. So if I go down to here, if I just create the pull request, we can go to file changes. We should see that line was commented out. Yes. And we should raise an issue for this. Who wants a green square? Someone can raise an issue for this. We need an issue for this. Anyone would anyone like a green square? Would anyone like a green square? There we go. Awesome. Alex is going to raise it. Awesome. Cool. Green squares. Giving away green squares. I have no sound effects, so I have to make the sound effects myself. Alex is going to raise it, and Alex, could you also, in this comment here as well, maybe you could just link to it, or just tell me the number and I can comment it in. Either way, just so we kind of get that linking going around. Okay, so that's running. Hopefully that passes. Oh, one failed already. Come on.
That's maybe exactly the flaky
yes. It's not.
unit test.
I didn't update the test.
Oh, okay. Then it's correct that it failed.
It is correct that it's failed. It's me. I'm the flaky one. So, this is going to To be, we could also, can we do to contain? Can we do that? And then we remove that and remove that. Will that work? I don't know. Let me check. npm
Probably.
run test. Nice. Okay, if it's a duplicate, just close the second one and link to it. Love the energy there. That passed. Okay. So I need to do that commit, which is here we go. Not set definition. Why is that not showing up as changed? I saved it. App controller spec test. Why can't I see it? Oh, here we go. I was expecting it to be in the test folder, that's why. So git add that, do that, status, do a diff. Huh? Oh, I want a diff with staged files. And it's just that one. Perfect, it worked. Okay, so do git commit, or I can cheat and use my last commit message. And I can just say fix failing test. Oh no, failing test, it's fix already. We already know it's fix. And it's not that file, and we just want the stage one, so I'm not going to specify a file. That one file changed, git what changed, double check it. It was the spec file, happy with that. Git push issue. There we go. See, tests are important. My videos that I do with automated testing, be it unit testing or end-to-end testing, always do terrible, because no one seems to care about testing. Everyone just wants to build something cool and exciting. 41, thanks Alex and thanks Ison. Issue raised here. 141. Perfect. Awesome. So that should now pass, and then should hopefully work and look a lot better. So this, if I refresh this, this is local. Don't want one local. Let me go here. 0678. This should, sorry, 667. It should jump to 68. If all goes well once it gets merged. More failing test. Oh, lint. Oh, I didn't check lint. This is why you shouldn't bypass Husky. We're squashing all this. Don't worry. I only care about this one, the spec one. There we go. Okay. That should now work. And
You could use format on save. Do you know the setting?
I do. I kind of forgot about it, but you're right. I should add it on. Let me do that now. We'll get this building, and then we will, if I add that file, git add, and then I'll do a commit, and then push. Oh, I typed it in wrong. What was my password again, Alex? Oh my God. Third time lucky. There we go. There's now a duplicate comment. Okay, duplicate comment, no problem. Right, that's running. Okay, so format on save. I definitely need to do that. So if I go to preferences, settings, I'm guessing on save. Format on save. That should be on by default. Perfect. There we go. I don't think I need to save the changes, do I? No. Awesome. Thank you. So if I can check that by doing this and doing this, hit save. Perfect. Okay. So this is rebuilding. Hopefully it works. We're going to squash all these terrible commit messages. So that's fine. And then if I head to here, when it deploys, it should say 6.8 after it's deployed. And if we go to the repo, if I open another one in the repo, it should be 6.7 at the moment. 6.7, we will get that once it's approved and merged to say 6.8 and the deployed version. And then in the bot, but the bot doesn't quite work. So I need to find out why that doesn't work. So that's something I need to debug later. Oh, it did crash the bot. Because if you look, version didn't work. And that's because the bot crashed. And Kubernetes can only run, can run for the API, we run 2 versions of the API. So if one container crashes, the other one picks up the slack because of the load balancing. But with the bot, we can only run 1 because otherwise each time you'll get a message for each bot that's running. So now if I give it a moment to restart and go version, it will work. So API is causing the bot to crash. So
That's surprising.
I need to find out why. Definitely to get logs. I know Nick uses a service for the logs, so I might use something like that. That might be a lot easier. I want to try and use a service within Kubernetes, but I might have to use something that's like a third-party service or something. I can't remember which one he uses. I don't know if Nick's still there or not.
Use Sentry.io.
Sentry.
I opened an issue for this. It was one of my first issues I opened in the API repo.
Yeah, I think I need to get
maybe
better at this.
it's still open. Maybe it's closed. I don't know.
GitHub events.
It may be closed. It may be closed then. It was something with Logger.
Let's check. Log.
Maybe it's closed.
Maybe it's closed. If we closed it. Oh, I want it to be an issue. Wait a second, go back a page. I forgot how to do this. Is issue. Log. Centralized logging.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
It was one of the first.
One of my first issues I raised.
I don't know why I closed it. Why did we close it? Debug true.
We decided to go for the default logger in the
which I can get access
version.
to. Yeah, default logger. I like the default logger in Nest.js, but I need an easy way to access it. I think I can get it actually. Got to remind myself. I did it on a different computer.
This depends if is in the Kubernetes cluster is the debug flag set to true. Otherwise, it won't log anything.
It won't log anything at all, even errors. I thought we're still logging errors though. I might have to. I'm not connected to the Kubernetes cluster on this laptop, so I might have to check that afterwards. So to see. Okay, so that's all passed. Has anyone improved my PR? Oh, Sentry is great. And Nick, it was Sentry. Okay.
Yeah, Sentry is awesome.
Sentry might be easier rather than me on the command line getting the the Kubernetes pod ID. I don't think I've got Kubernetes installed on here or configured.
I think Sentry is even a open source project.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I think so.
So I have this. I don't know if it's configured. Let me see. kubectl. No, it's installed because of my dot files, but it's not configured. So I'll need to configure it and get it working. Okay, so if this has been approved, still no approval. Is it that bad? Nick's still here. Nick, thanks for leaving the stream opening and supporting. I know you're busy, so I really appreciate it. Nick's approved it. Yes. Carl, Nick beat you to it. Nick is fast.
Yeah, I need to copy it to my other browser.
Oh, okay. Oh, it looks great. Amazing collaboration. Yes, done on the live stream. Love that. Thank you very much, Alex. Really appreciate that. Let's get Nick and Alex also some love on people watching as well. This is Nick's profile. Everyone do drop Nick. I know we don't have a lot of people watching today. I didn't share on socials as something I'm trying out, not to share it on socials. But Nick has passed 250 followers, which I'm really happy about. So follow Nick on GitHub and follow Alex. We will do, and follow Alex as well. We will do reviews soon as well. I'll probably do an extra live stream a week to 138. Okay, perfect. To get those numbers down of reviews, because we've got a list queue waiting. So that's merged. Okay, so on here, still says 6.7. Refresh it, still says 6.7 on api.edihub.org, and that will bump to 6.8, hopefully, as well. So if I go to the API, it says 6.7. When that gets to 6.8, should be good. But yes, need to look at the logging. I don't know. I didn't want to use another third-party service, which is why I was a bit apprehensive about using like Sentry. Nothing wrong with it. But I want to try and keep it all within Kubernetes if I could. But I do need to configure this laptop to work with the Kubernetes cluster. I wonder if I can bring it up in DigitalOcean. Let me just try. Because they have a dashboard. DigitalOcean. sign in.
I never
Password.
used Sentry before, but there's a alternative. Maybe it's good. Maybe you know it. It's called Azure Application Insight, App Insights, Application Insights from Azure. There you can do fancy stuff with performance metrics and logs.
I
It's
wasn't
crazy.
aware of that one, but I don't know if I'd want to go to Azure as well. As in, if I'm using DigitalOcean and stuff like that, I don't know if I'd want to kind of
That's.
go across multiple platforms.
I think it's not even. It's quite expensive, also.
Probably is. Azure stuff is. Okay, so if I go to my Kubernetes cluster, and we go into here, and I go to the dashboard, I wonder if I can get logs up in here. I'm pretty sure we can. So let's have a look. So it will be the bot. So there's a single bot running. And then
36 minutes.
Yeah, we did a deployment 36 minutes ago, so that sounds promising. Events. I can't remember how to. This is. There was a way to get the logs. Here we go. Is this logs or is this actual? This is probably Kubernetes logs rather than the actual logs. Yeah, we did it on the command line last time. That's why. Okay, well that should have deployed anyway with the API. Let's see, 6.7. Let's go to actions and have a look. Oh no, it's still running. 6.8 is still being built. Hopefully it works, and hopefully we didn't bust this. So this message has changed, which should say currently running version, and it should say 6.8. Hopefully we didn't break it. Alex has 70 followers. Awesome, Alex. When we do the code reviews, we always get more people on. I probably won't share it on socials as well. Again, still going to experiment not sharing it on socials, but we're going to try and get you to 100. Eddie, I'll share some Sentry screenshots in Discord. Okay, cool. Let's, while that's building, let's bring up Discord. Let's have a look.
We probably have to add a Sentry package to to the code base to tell when to log, what to log, which log levels, whatever.
Yeah, I think so, which is why I'm keen to keep the Nest one if we can. I don't know if the Nest one could probably just be piped into this. Thanks for the screenshot, Nick. Really appreciate it. It does look good. If I can just keep it all in one place is my hope. Oh, I can leave that there. I'll come back to missed messages later. Let's go back to the test as well. Okay, has it been deployed? Let's have a look. Actions still running. Let's go in and see where it is. Okay, it's pushing it to the container registry on GitHub. Yeah, have a break. Definitely. I need to stop soon as well. Going for like 2 hours. Dinner's going to be on the table. Let's just test that this works. I hope it works. If it's broken, I'll be up all night.
That's why you don't do deployments on Fridays.
Yeah, that's true. But if our deployments are doing small things and you deploy quite frequently, I think you don't have to worry about rolling back. You can always just roll forward. So if we have an issue now, we can then just maybe make a fix and roll forward. It becomes a lot easier. Cool. Okay, so hopefully that all works. We've got issues raised for we need to fix this one still as well. I can't run that locally anyway, so I'm not sure if that's if that would work anyway. We were going to change the from promises in the version handler on the bot to RxJS. We were going to change that, but now's probably not the time to start it, although I'm just seeing if there's a quick option. Why they kind of do it in the time where this is building. Oh, it finished building. Okay, so it's finished building. That's awesome. So now we should see a new release, 6.8. Perfect. And if we go to the Kubernetes and we go to pods, It'll be the API. There are 2 pods running 30 seconds ago and 40 seconds ago. It's got 2 pods running on the API. Awesome. So let's check. Moment of truth. Is this going to work? Let's have a vote in the chat. Is this going to work? What do you think? Thumbs up for it's gonna like work. Thumbs down. It's not going to work. I'm going to put a thumbs up because I think it is going to work. But I'm always the optimist. I can't wait any longer, people. Go, 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 go. Nick, love the support. Thank you. Okay, I'm guessing everyone else is putting thumbs up as well. So that's awesome. Alex has given us loads of thumbs up. Refresh. Yes! Okay, so it worked. So it changed the string and it actually read it out of the package JSON. Awesome suggestion by Carl. Thank you so much. But unfortunately, we cannot test it that it's coming through on here because it doesn't work. I need to check the logs why it doesn't read the API deployed, but locally it did work. So if I just run it up one last time locally, I think I can just do it here. npm run start dev. I think this was the branch we were working in.
Maybe I'm completely wrong now,
You're
but
probably not. I'm always wrong.
I could imagine that the request has something to do with a DNS problem, because for me at my PC here, it api.edihub.org doesn't work. It just works on my iPhone.
Ooh, okay,
maybe
interesting.
we had that issue when the Kubernetes live stream was.
Interesting. Okay.
And there, I think Nick said that this may be a DNS caching issue, and maybe the Kubernetes cluster is also having a problem resolving the subdomain api.edihub.org, and
Possibly.
maybe that's why the request fails.
Yes, it's not running on an SSL. So if you're using HTTPS, it will definitely fail. Nick's mentioning that, yes, we haven't put SSL. We have got a ticket for that open. I did just run it, what do you call it? Locally, and I did get an error, interestingly enough. I don't think it's defaulting to the to that. It probably thinks that's set, because we didn't test this actually, I don't think. We didn't test the defaults. So it thinks that is set, and so it's not using that maybe. The error cannot read property replace of null.
But in the Axios node module, I don't know if that's an issue we have caused.
I think it is. I'm guessing it's this. We probably need to log this. I'm guessing this is doing something weird. Let me just do a console log of this and see what it thinks that is it, or it thinks what it we think it is.
No, it works.
$API. Did it output something?
If that's the error, that's maybe the solution. If it doesn't run locally now.
Yeah. Why didn't I get a console log though? It failed down here, but I should have got a console log first, right? I don't see a console log. Let me just... what am I doing? Let's put that down there, that down there. And let's just put... I might have to come look at this on a live another time, tomorrow or something. I need to go for dinner, unfortunately. If I run that again, and then we go $API. Here we go. It's empty, which is fine, which is what we want, but it's not defaulting. So we expected that to be empty, and it's not defaulting to that.
Okay, we could do a quick fix. We could take the string from the config service brackets and just handle it with pipe. In case config service is undefined, that's probably the fastest fix now.
Probably is. I'm just going to quickly check this and see. But I don't know if we can retest it on the live stream. I might have to get it running and then use module global table mvars loading, configure namespace, get. It has got, here we go, they have done it that way. They do the config service, get, then they've got that, and then they've got the default. Method also takes an optional second argument defining a default value, which will be returned when the key does not exist. Let me just check. Is it because, I think it's because it's empty string on my config. I'm just moving over to the open environment variable. Yes, I've got API URL equals nothing. I think that's the problem. So it's
a hashtag in front.
Empty string. So yes, I've just removed that. So let's start that again. And I think this will fix it. $API. Yeah, it worked that time.
Oh.
And it brought up the correct version. Okay, interesting. That was my mistake, as always.
But in the deployed version, I think it's not set. Then
That's
this isn't it's not the reason why it fails on the deployed version.
But on the deployed version, does it copy? It copies the template, doesn't it? It will copy this file and then it will be set. Or does it? No, it doesn't, because it uses it as an environment variable. API URL. Let me just check I didn't set it as an environment variable 8 months ago. Organization. You're right, so it should have worked on the deployed version. Secrets. No, I didn't. I haven't got API underscore URL. I wasn't sure if I was being smart and said it a while ago. So deployed version should work, because that does work now locally. And that shouldn't have changed anything. What did we change there? Oh, that was just that. So that should work. Okay, it's something I need to look into. I have to get the logs on the deployed version and figure it out. I will be doing that over the weekend. I could do it maybe as a live stream also, or maybe as just a Discord call if anyone wants to join. That would be great. But I have to go for my dinner now. But I just want to do one last shout out to Carl, who was on the live stream with me. Everyone give Carl a follow on GitHub. Really appreciate the help of pair programming today. It allowed us to go so much faster, because I wouldn't have got half as much done if I didn't have Carl. So Carl, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Awesome. I look forward to next time. Everyone, have a great weekend, and I'm sure we will be geeking out over the weekend as well. Thanks, everyone. Bye.